Is it 2021 and you still don't know how to play Sky Striker, or are you barely hopping on the Sky Striker trend? Well, stay tuned because I'm about to show you some really basic combos, some nice little text on how to play the deck. I hope this video helps for you new Sky Striker players and for you Sky Striker players getting back into the deck. So leave a like, comment, and let me know what you guys think. Make sure you subscribe, and thank you guys so much.
Stardust, Black Rose, no hope, life low. Alright, I'm set, I got my deck. I'm about to head to my homie crib next. I got a brand new combo with some chicks. I'm about to burn them for 8,000 quick. Got it on standby so you can't draw. Main face ain't shit, go to your school phase, that mean you lost. That's how it be.
Now then, let's get started. I'm basing this combo video and this tutorial video on my recent Sky Striker deck profile, which I am going to link down below in the description, so make sure you check that out and then watch this video as a follow-up. So as we know, our main monsters are Ray and the one Rose. Obviously, they allow us to go into all of our Sky Striker links. You always want to have Ray in your hand, opening hand, search Ray. If you already have Ray in your hand, then you're going to want to try and get into Rose just so you have that extra body. Obviously, we've got reinforcements of the army, which lets us search one level 4 or lower warrior type monster. Now, Ray and Rose are both warrior level 4. They meet the criteria. So if you open Rhoda, or if you're trying to access your Ray, you're going to want a Rhoda, and you always want to search Ray. Now, for your links, you are going to want to link, let me move these out the way. You're going to want to link, obviously, Ray into one of your links. Now, Ray has a second effect. Well, the first effect is quick effect. You can link into any of the Sky Striker links, but her second effect is very important, which is why you always want to have her in grave. When one of your Sky Striker links leaves the field, she can then bounce back onto the field, and then you can quick effect her and link her off. Each effect is once per turn, so you have to time it really well. The order in which you're going to want to link is obviously Sky Striker at the moment is a go second deck, so you're going to have your Ray on board, so main phase, link off. As I said, we're going second, so you're going to want to link into Hayate. Battle phase effect, do whatever you want. Then Hayate, so it's 1. Then you're going to want to link into Kagari is the second one you're going to tag into. Take your spell from grave back to your hand, use it whatever, and then what you want to end on is the Shizuku for the end phase, and then get that search. So here's the order again: 1, 2, 3. You don't have to do this every single turn. It is very game dependent. If you can hit for game, then you don't have to link into all of them, and make sure you use them wisely, as you can easily run out of resources. So we know Sky Striker is a very spell heavy deck, so the most important spell at the moment is 3 Widow Anchor, and with Sky Striker you always want to try and get those 3 spells in grave as soon as you can, so you can then trigger the second effect of your spells, which with Widow Anchor you can then take control of the monster and you can attack with the monster you take control of, so absolutely important. The 3 Shark Cannon, the second effect is it then lets you bring back the monster to your side of the field, then you can start linking off. Afterburner pops a spell or trap. The Powerful Engage, if we've got 3 or more spells in grave, we can then draw that extra card, which is what just made it broken. Hornet Drones, I mean, we just use it to link off, really. We don't worry about the second effect, which increases the attack of the token. And we've got the multi-roll, so it really depends what we've got in our opening hand that we're going to link into. So we're going to try and get, well, I try and get into Engage or into Widow Anchor as soon as possible. I also try and go into multi-roll. So what does multi-roll do? Why is it very important? Because it lets us recycle our Sky Striker spells that we use during that turn. So there is an effect that you can target one card you control. So we've got a face down card, we're going to target it, pop it, and then our opponent can't activate anything in response to our spells. So now Ray is basically the most important part of the deck. So if you've got that Rhoda in hand, you're going to want to search your Ray, and with Engage you're going to want to try and go into Ray as well, because as I said, Ray is very important as she is basically what lets us link. And obviously we want that second effect in grave, so we're not always like vulnerable to direct hits. If our link leaves the field, she can come back and then you can basically just quick effect link again. Now, as I said, we always want to get 3 spells in grave, so you're always going to want to trigger the Upstart Goblin first to try and get that into your grave. We're obviously bringing back the Foolish Burial Goods combo. Now, this was an old combo in the 2019 format, so what you're going to want to do is Foolish Burial, send Metalfoes Fusion to grave. So you've got those in grave now, so Metalfoes Fusion trigger in grave to shuffle back, and then you draw 1 card. Card of Demise, you only want, a lot of people, well, like, no one's playing it, but I like it because it's quite good. You obviously get locked out of special summoning, so if you absolutely have nothing, or if you're going first, Card of Demise, and then once you've set your spells, try and draw into more spells. So we've got another search card, which is obviously Terraforming. With Terraforming, you're going to want to search either your area 0, or if it's like, depending on the game, you're going to want to search the Mystic Mine we're playing. So to add to that, we're also playing 3 Mystical Space Typhoon in the deck. So why am I playing Mystical Space Typhoon is because we can pop our Mystic Mine when we're ready to OTK, and we can pop area 0, and then we get that special summon from deck to special summon our Ray. The Area 0 Ray combo, so you're going to want to activate Area 0, then you're going to want to target Ray. Once Ray is targeted, you're going to want to quick effect Ray, and then link into whatever. I think if we're going first, second, doesn't matter. We're going to, just for right now, Kagari. So you still get the effect to search, you flip 3 cards, and if it's a Sky Striker spell, you can take it to your hand, and the target does get popped. If it is a Sky Striker spell, there's many people saying, well, you can choose whether or not you take it to your hand. Yes, it is, but the pop is still, like, it still goes through. If you reveal a Sky Striker spell, your target does get popped, so really be careful with that. So if you reveal one, take it regardless, because the target is going to be popped. That's why we target Ray and then quick effect her, because it doesn't really affect us because the target isn't really there, but Area 0 still goes through. Now we're playing a good selection of hand traps, and these hand traps in particular are very important. So we're playing 3 Ash Blossom and 3 Ghost Mansion, and then the 2 Effect Veiler. So why are these very important? If you see all 3 of them are tuner, Effect Veiler in this case is very, very important because she's the combo piece. He's the combo piece to our OTK. Spellcaster Tuner, which is basically what allows us to go into Selene, and Ash Blossom and Ghost Spell, we can normal summon them and then go into Needle Fiber. So link climbing into our OTK, say we have Ray on the board, or if we've got a Sky Striker link, we're then going to need our tuner, which will either be Ghost Spell or Ash Blossom. Say we've got Ray on the board and then we've got Ash Blossom on the field. Now we are going to link these 2 off, and we are going to go into Needle Fiber, or Crystron Halqifibrax. I still can't pronounce it. So we're going to go into Needle Fiber. Needle Fiber's effect is then going to allow us to summon a tuner from hand or from deck, which is then going to be Effect Veiler. So as I said, Effect Veiler is very important because it's a spellcaster tuner. So we are then going to link 3, so Needle Fiber and Effect Veiler, to go into Selene. So Selene is then going to allow us to summon a spellcaster from our grave, which is going to be the Effect Veiler we just linked off. So Selene on summon gets spell counters equal to the number of spells in both graves. So obviously we're gonna have tons because we're playing Sky Striker. So you only need to remove 3 to special summon that spellcaster from grave or from your hand. So that's why Effect Veiler is very important, because it's our only tuner that is a spellcaster. Like, it's our only spellcaster in the deck, if anything. So once we've got that, we've got Selene, who's a link 3, and then we've got Effect Veiler. So we are gonna link 4 into our access code Talker, which is basically our OTK. We would have already had our Sky Striker links in grave. We've got Selene in grave. We've got Halqifibrax in grave. Oh, that was really funny. So why is Selene important? Because obviously we've got our link 1s, link 2s. Selene is a link 3. When access code Talker gets summoned, you then get to summon a link that was used as its material, and against that attack like the link rating times 1,000, so it's then going to gain 3k, so it's going to be at 5-3, and from there we can start banishing links with different attributes. So Zeke is a dark, Canis an earth, Shizuku or Needle Fiber, they're both water, the Phoenix, and then you can just pop and your opponent can respond to that, and then with 5-3 you're going to then hopefully OTK. So just to go over again, we've got our tuner, we've got our monster, so we're going to link 2. This is our OTK, remember, into Needle Fiber effect, special summon the tuner, which is going to be Effect Veiler. So Needle Fiber, Effect Veiler, link 3. I'm stacking them so you guys can see the order. We're going to go into the Selene. So Selene gets a ton of spell counters because there'll be tons of spells in grave. And then Selene effect is to bring back or special summon from our hand our spellcaster. So it's going to be Effect Veiler. So link 3 and our 1 spellcaster, link 4 into access code. Access code talker, you're going to want to target the Selene in the grave because it's our link 3, so it'll gain the 3,000. So it'll be at 5-3, and then from there you can start banishing your links to then pop cards on the field. Sorry, that's not a link. You can start banishing your links to pop cards on the field and then hit for 5-3 and then win the match. So we've got our Hayate, we've got our Kagari, that's the order you want to play them in, and then end on Shizuku. But we've also got a Kana and we've also got a Zeke. So when does Kana and when do Zeke come in play? So say we've got 2 monsters, we've Widow Anchored something, or we have Shark Cannon something that lets us bring something back. Let me find the card. So either one of these 2 cards, we've got a monster on board that's our opponent, so let's just take Nightmare Phoenix for now. So we've got 2 monsters on the board. You still need a Sky Striker monster for Zeke, so the way to get rid of your opponent's monster, like if you've attacked with it with Widow Anchor, or if you with Shark Cannon you can't attack with it and the effects are negated as well, so it's kind of like just useless, but you do have a body on the board, so then you're going to want to link them. Go into Zeke. The good thing about Zeke is that it can banish a card on the field till the end of next turn, I believe. Yeah, until your opponent's next end phase. Unfortunately, it does target, so it can knock out Dragoon, but even if it's just like another monster that you're struggling with, or if you just want to OTK, then go into him first, banish that target, and then go from there. Kana's also really important. She doesn't come up as much, but when we've got, say, our Shizuku there, she leaves the field, our opponent still has 1 more attack, and they're going to attack to our life points. You're going to trigger the Ray in grave, bring her back. Your opponent's then going to try and attack the Ray, so you're going to want a quick effect. Go into Kana, and then Kana target that monster that your opponent's attacking with, and then basically what Kana does is it prevents the monster from attacking for the rest of the turn. So we've got back to our links, that's the order. So people always ask as well, what should I dump with Hayate? As I said, it is very dependent. I'm going to put the spells here, all the spells we're playing. So multi-roll, we've got the Engage, we've got the Hornet Drones, we've got the Widow Anchor, put those there. We've got the Afterburners, and we've got the Shark Cannon. I don't know if this will fit on cam. So, all right, just do my best. There. So it really depends on what we open with. Obviously, if we've got a Widow Anchor and a Shark Cannon in our hand, then with Hayate, what we're going to want to dump is the multi-roll or the Engage. So Engage, we're going to dump Engage, then go into Kagari, recycle it back to our hand, or dump multi-roll and then recycle it back with the Kagari. Why are we dumping multi-roll and then bringing it back? Because if I've got a Shark Cannon and I've got a Widow Anchor, I can then activate them during my opponent's turn and then recycle them at the end of the turn to use them again in my turn. Remember, Shark Cannon can bring back from your opponent's grave instead of banishing it if you meet the requirement in grave, and then you can link climb. With Widow Anchor, a lot of people forget you can only target effect monsters. You can't target vanillas because then you're not negating anything, so you don't meet that requirement. And then remember, if you take control of the monster, you can then attack. You don't always have to OTK with access code. If you manage to Widow Anchor and take something strong enough, then just swing with that and attack, because Sky Striker is a deck that runs out of resources really quickly, so you have to really think about it. Remember, Hayate can attack directly. That's won me so many games, like where my opponents like attacked, popped everything on my field, whatever, and they're at like 1,000 life points or whatever. Then next turn, just link into Hayate, attack directly in game. Kagari, remember, if you've got enough engrave to boost her up, OTK with that. Shizuku, you're going to want to search. So what I tend to do with Shizuku is at the end of the turn, search Hornet drones when I'm getting ready to OTK, or if I've used up most of my spells already and I'm just like grinding out the game, then go into Afterburners, pop something. But our main spells in the deck are multi-roll, which lets us recycle stuff, Engage, which pretty much lets us search any Sky Striker card, Shark Cannon, which banishes, doesn't negate, banishes, can banish your opponent's combo pieces, which is good, and then Widow Anchor, which is basically an infinite impermanence, and it can take control of the monster. With multi-roll, you always want to set Shark Cannon, Widow Anchor, Hornet drones, maybe even the Afterburners, but you kind of don't want to set Engage. Like, I don't know, it's weird because it's not, I mean, Afterburners isn't quick play. These three are, so it's not really quick play. So unless your opponent, you do reveal to your opponent what you're setting. So unless your opponent doesn't have anything to pop it, then good, you set it, then you can activate it. But other than that, try and go for the quick spells, which then you can activate in your opponent's turn or whatever. But yeah, guys, that is it for this tutorial video. Let me know what you guys think. I hope this really does help you guys, because I know there is a lot of people asking me on my Instagram if I can make a tutorial video. I know I did it in one of my deck profiles, and that was quite successful. So I hope this helps. Let me know if I missed any of the combos or any of the little techs. And let me know if I got anything wrong or if I explained anything wrong. But yeah, I hope this video helps for you guys, for you Sky Striker fans out there. And before I forget, don't forget the most hated Sky Striker combo, which is just sitting on Mystic Mine and the Hayate. So Hayate can attack directly, remember, and Mystic Mine, basically, if your opponent controls more cards, he can attack, do anything, and then just grind, swing with Hayate every turn for 1500. But yeah, guys, that is it for the deck tutorial, I guess. I was going to say deck profile, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment, and thank you guys for the non-stop support. Kyberlord out.